Through the years, I have put together probably about 7 metal sheds. And this one here, I really don't know how to pronounce that, but I think it's Aoxun. And this is definitely the worst one I have ever put together. We have several issues with this one. The main one, I would say, or one of the main ones, is this issue here, where they have this protector or guard here, which just catches all kinds of crap in there, and eventually you're just gonna rot. Very flimsy. The ridge vent up there, there's nothing holding it in place except for a couple of screws at each end. That's it. There's nothing in the middle. So if the wind catches that, it's just going to rip it out of there. The screws in the center that we can see are just to tie the two pieces together, but they're only held by those two little screws at the ends. Other issue is it's got a plastic coating over it, which they didn't remove, and it's impossible to remove. You can see it in many areas, and some parts is worse than others. I tried to rip it off, pull them off, but it doesn't come off. It's stuck on there pretty good. So that's another. They should have removed all that junk at the company, especially since it got all hung up on there. So I just left it on there. The other situation I had was screws not actually catching the middle, so you can drive them in. You really sometimes had to really press hard to try to get the screws to catch in order for them to grab. And other times they simply strip really easy to strip. Another situation is this right there is locked. So all I got to do is turn it and it's open. That's because this piece here has no keyway. It's totally round. So all you do is you can just spin it counterclockwise and it'll come loose. I tried to tighten it really hard, but as you can see, I still managed to open it. The hardware that comes here is also pan head screws, and they stick out, so I had to replace this ones with some countersink, so you wouldn't have to force the door, because it wouldn't allow the door to close. It would be fighting you, and even though right there with the other screws that I didn't replace yet, still fights you a little bit. So it's I mean, there's also no center support like a lot of them have. It's just a tin that holds everything up. There's no additional support in the center. I bought this one because Lowe's falsely advertised the door width to be a lot bigger than it actually turned out. I saw a complaint from another customer there, and by that time I was about a month off where they actually corrected it. Otherwise I wouldn't have gotten it because I was after a nice width. The swing out of the doors, I like that. I think it's better than the slide. The slide gets a lot of garbage down at the base, and they get hung up a bit. But I mean, it's there, storage, and it is really cheap. And you can find them on Amazon a lot cheaper than Lowe's. I also did get this one from Lowe's. This one here is the Arrow brand. The only thing with this one, I did have to make this little corner metal pieces to keep mice out of there. I don't know why they're there. Those notches, they're on both sides. And this way, we get 0 mice in here. Right there, just little metal pieces. And I just secured them with the screw here is just a little L. And these doors don't swing out, they slide. which is not as convenient because they get hung up a little bit. But as you can see here, nothing is hung up there. We got these little corner pieces. Nothing blocking here, but this is not dangerous. It doesn't stick out that far. But we can see that there's no debris trapped. This has been here for a couple of years, and it is holding together quite well. Neither one of these two sheds could be put by yourself, or it would be extremely difficult if you try to do them by yourself. You need somebody else to give you a lending hand, and it's probably mainly holding the hardware on the opposite end, especially when assembling the roof. So they're even ashamed to put their name on it. There's no emblem or anything, and I would be too if I made something this cheap. Now, in all fairness, this thing is really dirt inexpensive, so I guess you get what you pay for. So it's functional. I mean, it is a building, it works. It's not, the actual dimensions is about 6 inches shorter in one direction, like 8 in the other. So it is not what they claim. Not even the roof footprint. And there's all the garbage that collects there. So if you have it, I guess, open in an open field, it might be a little better. It serves its purpose. And this thing is holding together so far. We get a lot of winds around here, and we're down in a little valley, so hopefully this will survive until I'm able to get the roof put on it. I was thinking of going with some oaks. I just got to go pick a few, and for the legs, that is. The rest will be poplar. This is poplar right here that I cut for testing, see what it does without sealing the ends. You can see it's cracking there. That's probably close to the pith. That's probably why. Those as well, but they don't look terribly bad. They're actual 2x8s, and they're still pretty flat and straight. It's been about a month and a half.